Okay, back again, Accordion Cool, Coach Dave. Now today's show, there's no real theme, but just a bunch of tunes, and that first tune came from, I think it's 1921, and it was written by my favorite composers, Rodgers and Hart, Richard Rodgers, Lorenz Hart. Richard Rodgers wrote the music and Lorenz Hart wrote the words and the lyrics. And it did come from a show, but I guess the show was kind of short-lived, as many of them are. But we still have the song. It's called Mountain Greenery, Mountain Greenery. So that's the history of that song. The next tune, I don't know who, it was written in 1944 just by a couple of fellows, I guess. They just sat down and said, let's write a song, okay. And they wrote the song. And it's called Moonlight in Vermont. And it's kind of like the unofficial theme song of the state of Vermont. And the ironic thing about this song is the verses don't rhyme. Pennies in a stream, falling leaves, a sycamore, moonlight in Vermont. And they started writing that and said, oh, wait a minute, these don't rhyme. Let's keep it that way. And they did, and it was, and it is, and it's a great tune, Moonlight in Vermont. Moonlight in Vermont. Oh, for you folks watching in Australia or someplace, Vermont, if you see, way up in the corner in the United States, the state with a hook on it, well, that's where we are. But you see two above us that we're kind of holding up because that's our job. And the one on the far left is Vermont, and it's a very pretty state. So, well, this next tune was written in 1944 by a fellow named Buck Ram. Buck Ram. Now, Buck Ram, I don't know if he was a musician or not, but he claims he wrote this song in college. And he wrote it just as a poem, just a little poem, and then three fellows, Morty Nevin, Al Nevin, and I forget the third guy's name, who were two brothers and a cousin, in a group called the Three Sons, and they wrote the music, and they had the official, original recording of this song that became a big hit way back in 1944. But then the Platters, who was a singing group around mid-60s, they recorded it, and they got all the glory, and they didn't even do it originally. Little tune called Twilight Time. Twilight Time. And the original, of course, the three sons, they were a combination of accordion, organ, and guitar. So we got two of them here, so that's not too bad. In fact, Morty Nevin was the accordion player, and I met a lady in Alabama who dated Morty Nevin, believe it or not, and she was also an accordion player. And Art Van Dam told me a story once. They all knew each other, and he was going to catch their show in a club, and they said, well, you know, just meet us at the hotel. We'll all go over together. And he said, fine. So I got to the hotel, knocks on the room, you know, and they let him in. They're getting ready to leave. And Art says, because he was a gentleman, anything I can do to help? And Morty Nevin says, yeah, Art, could you just grab my accordion? So Art picks the accordion up and starts to walk out the door. And the three sons, they're sitting back there laughing. And he says, what's so funny? And Morty Nevin says, well, now I can say Art Van Dam carried my accordion. But wait, the story gets better. The first time a young lad named Corey Pesaturo was sitting right on the stage. We're packing up, getting ready to leave, and Corey says, anything I can do to help? I nailed him. Nailed it. Wasn't this accordion, though, so maybe it doesn't count. So, but anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right. This next tune, 1963. Now, it's a nice little tune, but you know, I've never been, you know, real excited by it. But a lot of the piano players like this tune. It's written by a fellow named Kenny Dorham. Maybe I'll put the piano sound on. Kenny Dorham was his name. He was a saxophone player. It's called Blue Bossa, and it's sort of a bossa nova type song. And it said that he was inspired to write the song because he visited Rio de Janeiro in something like 1971 or so. But it's just a short song. It's only like 16 measures. But, you know, well, let's do it and see what y'all think. So here we go. Blue Bossa. awesome. I guess it's kind of a nice little tune. Like I said, I was never terribly excited over it, but like I said, a lot of the piano players like it, so what the heck? What the heck? All right. This next tune, I've probably told this story 100 times on the show, so we'll tell it for the 101st time. Written by Rodgers and Hart again. Today must be Rodgers and Hart Day. And the tune was written for a show that was supposed to star Mae West. Now, for those of you young folks who don't know who Mae West was, I'm not really sure how to describe her, but let's say she was flamboyant, a flamboyant lady of the time. So they wrote this great tune, and the project fell through. So they put the tune back on the shelf. About a year later, a fellow comes in and says, hey, you know, I heard about a tune that you guys wrote, and it sounds like a great tune to me. You know, I'd kind of like to use it in my project. He says, but there's one little problem. He says, could you write new words and lyrics, because the words you have, they don't fit my project. Lawrence Hart says, yeah, sure, okay. He wrote new words and lyrics. Project fell through. Song back on the shelf. Another year goes by. Knock on the door. Hey, guys, I heard about this great tune you got. Oh, Lawrence Hart. Oh, boy, here we go again. Just like to use it, he says, but just one little thing. Lawrence Hart says, yeah, I know. New words and lyrics, right? And he says, yeah. Back on the shelf. Finally, fourth time was a charm. Fellow took it with new words and lyrics, and it became an all-time hit. Everybody even Elvis recorded this song. It was recorded by a rock group somewhere along the line. Best forgotten, shall we say, that recording, but a little tune called Blue Moon. Okay, well, I thought we might possibly have a little extra time today, so we're going to add an extra tune, no charge on your monthly bill. Just this is my gift to you. Let's do a little tune called Autumn Leaves. Here we go. Autumn Leaves, Autumn Leaves. You know, I played that song 100 years ago, and it was okay, you know, and I finally got tired of it. Then I heard the jazz guys got a hold of it. And there used to be a, you know, nice, pretty ballad and all nice strings and stuff. We took care of that. We took care. In fact, I know another fellow accordion player who plays it the old-fashioned way, and he cringes every time he hears me play it. But hey, you know, that's life. All right, well, we're getting down towards the end of our time here. And this last tune was written around 1940. I don't know a lot about it. I don't think it came from a show or anything, but it's a nice little tune, kind of a jazz standard. You don't hear it much today. I'm not sure if I've ever even played this on the show before. A little tune called You Stepped Out of a Dream. So let's see what it sounds like. You stepped out of a dream. A lot of my old girlfriends, they stepped out of nightmares. I don't know, but whatever. All right, well, that's our show for today. I want to thank y'all for watching, listening, tuning in, however you get our show. And as usual, big thanks to the big guy behind the glass. That's Austin. That's Austin. If I sound good, and I don't know how I sound today because I put a speaker up here and I'm not sure what I'm getting, but Austin will take care of it and make me look good. So if I look good, it's because of Austin. You know what I'm going to say? Bring those young'uns in, bring them in, let them hear all these great tunes, which they do not hear nowadays. So we're going to take it home. Oh, I don't know. Let's do a little You Stepped Out of a Dream. Here we go.